Hey everyone, it's the Chaplain here coming to you with Operation Market Garden. This is a multinational, multiplayer game between myself as Japan and my partner Hell on Wheels UK as Germany and Italy versus DTroy, Corporal Clegg, and Hilltop Pillbox. That's right, we've got some Brits, we've got some Americans, we've got a Canadian thrown in there just for fun. Worst comes to worst, he buys us donuts, right Kurt? Anyway, I'm coming to you from the chapel. I'm ready to get this thing going. We've already had Germany 1 and Russia 1. Now it's time for Japan turn 1. So you're stuck with me for the next couple of 35, 40 minutes. You guys think you can hang out? Let's get to it. All right, friends, so here we go. Japan starts off with 26 IPCs to spend. We're going to spend 4 on tech development. Put that there on my mobilization. We're going to save $1 and buy 3 transports for 21. Go ahead and pick that one up that we're saving there. So we've spent 25 of our IPCs. Perfect. I'll throw these off to the side. We'll collect that later. Japan does have a couple of combats. We are, in fact, declaring war on nobody other than the Chinese, who we start the game off with at war. So let's do a couple of walk-ons. First and foremost, from Johol, we have 2 infantry and an artillery walking into Chahar, but they will be accompanied by the mechanized from Manchuria. So there's that. Then from Shantung, I have 3 infantry there that are going to walk into Anhui. The artillery is staying behind for a non-combat move. From Kiangsu, there are 3 infantry and an artillery that will also be moving into Anhui. Very delicate and tricky situation here with these flight stands. And just drop them. Okay. From Kiangsu, the fighter and tactical are going to fly into Hunan, and they will both have 2 movements left in their fuel tank. Okay. Also into Hunan from Kiangsu, we're going to send the 3 infantry and artillery. Let me just back the camera up just a hair so that we can get the rest of this in there. From Kwangsi, I'm also sending in the 3 infantry and artillery. So that will be 6 infantry and 2 artillery, plus the fighter and the tactical. But as my good friend Billy Mays would say, but wait, there's more. The fighter from Formosa can fly 1 into the sea zone, 2 into Kiangsi, 3 into Hunan, and he will have 1 left in his fuel gauge. From the island of Japan, 1 strategic bomber is picking up 2 Japanese infantry and flying them 1 into the sea zone, 2 into 19, 3 into Kiangsu, 4 into Kiangsi, 5 into Hunan, and he will also have 1 left. He will be marked as an air transport, but I'm dropping off 2 infantry there into Hunan. So now there are 8 infantry, 2 fighters, 1 tactical, and 2 artillery. It seems like overkill. Why didn't you go for the Burma Road? You'll understand in a few moments. So I'm going to move that marker. That is it for Japan's combat movements. So let's go to the trays. The Japanese have sent 8 infantry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, supported by the 2 artillery, the 2 fighters, and the tactical. So let me make sure this is in frame as I set it down gently as I can. Excellent. All right, and into the cup. I got 3 hits. I only needed 2. You can see them 1, 2, 3. So now let's go to the Chinese defense. They have 2 at 2, and there is 1 hit. So Japan takes the territory with 1 casualty. This is a remix. I'm gonna skip it. Alrighty. So the Chinese have lost 2. Toss their casualty up there. The Japanese will lose 1. Let's get rid of that. Ooh, ominous music. Me like it very much. Okay, that's it for combat. So let's start landing things. Really quickly though, Japan will go up 1, 2, 3, and China will go down 3. I'll adjust that later. The strategic bomber will land in Kwangsi as an air transport. This fighter will land in Kwangsi. So I already took out my Japanese casualty. Just in case I didn't, I should have 7 infantry in there. All right, the fighter and tactical that had 2 left will also land in Kwangsi. It's gonna be a plane party. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh. That's what happens when you have big fingers. That's what happens when you have big fingers. I'm just knocking stuff around here. I'm not even trying anymore. Oh, dadgummit. All right, here we go. I'm gonna flip this one over as well and flip this one over as well. Okay, non-combat. The artillery, let's move this. The artillery from Shantung is going to move into C-Zone 19 onto the transport, along with the infantry from Okinawa. So now it's a fully loaded transport. And we are going to move down to C-Zone 36 with our battleship, our destroyer, and our fully loaded transport from C-Zone 19. We're going to unload into Kwangsi, and infantry and artillery. The fighter from Korea is going to fly 1 into C-Zone 6, 2, 3, 4 into the C-Zone here. All right. He's hiding underneath the tactical bomber. Hopefully you can see him. Now you can. He's right there in the C-Zone. From the Caroline Islands, the fighter that was on the carrier will fly 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you'll permit me, I'll just slide him over and drop him there instead. Okay? And he will land on the carrier coming from the Caroline Islands. So, just a really fancy switcheroo, but everyone knows everything's kosher here. There are no problems. From C-Zone 6, I'm going to send down a fully loaded carrier, another fully loaded carrier, another destroyer, and the sub. Then the destroyer, cruiser, and battleship that are there in C-Zone 6 are going to move 1, 2, 3 down into C-Zone 36. All right. The transport that is in C-Zone 6 is going to pick up an infantry and artillery, and he will move to C-Zone 36, but will not unload. These are going to stay in the C-Zone on the transport. No sneaky Carl here. There is another strategic bomber in Japan. He's going to pick up 2 infantry and fly them into C-Zone 6 for 1, 2, 3 into Johol, drop them off, and then fly back. 4, 5, 6. Oh, don't fall over. That's ominous. The fighter in Okinawa is going to move 1 into the C-Zone, 2, 3, 4 into Kwangsi. The 2 fighters and 2 tacticals and Manchuria are going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4 and land in Kwangsi as well. There's going to just be a lot of planes here, guys. Just a lot of planes. Because guess what? The 2 fighters and 2 tacticals from Japan itself are going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for placement's sake, I'm going to send them to French Indochina because I don't feel like chipping. I'm that guy, okay? Don't hate me for it. Don't dislike me for it. It is what it is, okay? So you're going to see them in French Indochina, but they're not in French Indochina. They're just the ugly, unpainted ones. Other non-combat movements are as follows. There are none. I'm just kidding. C-Zone 20. This transport here is going to move up to C-Zone 6 with the cruiser, and the sub from 20 is going to come down. So, I think that's it. I've touched every unit I need to touch. I'm going to go ahead and move Japan up 3 on the income tracker. They are now at 29. Japan did good. I'm not at war with the US, so I will collect 10. So that means 39. Plus I saved 1, so Japan will have 40 IPCs to spend on their next turn. Quick disposition of forces. In Shahar, I have 2 infantry, an artillery, and a mech. In Jahol, there are 2 infantry. In Anhui, there are 6 infantry and an artillery. In Manchuria, there's a AAA, an artillery, and 6 infantry. Korea has 4 infantry. Hunan has 7 infantry and 2 artillery. Guangxi has an infantry, artillery, 1 strategic bomber, that's an air transport, 5 tacticals, and 8 fighters. In C-Zone 36, I think, because it's hiding, there are 2 battleships, a cruiser, 2 destroyers, a submarine, a fully loaded aircraft carrier with fighter and tactical, and 2 transports, one of which is carrying an infantry and an artillery. Over here in C-Zone 33, at the Caroline Islands, at the very top right of your screen, 2 destroyers, a sub, and 2 fully loaded aircraft carriers with 2 fighters and 2 tacticals. In C-Zone 6, way up here, there is a cruiser and a transport. In mainland Japan itself, there are 3 AAAs, a tank, an infantry, an artillery, and a strat bomber. That was also an air transport that I will mark as an air transport because I forgot. And there you are, friends. A quick and painless J1 turn done. I'm the chaplain. I'll be praying for you. Oh, don't forget, Siam has 2 infantry. Yep, that's right. And Palau has an infantry, and Iwo Jima has an infantry. Right. I didn't touch those, so... Anyway, I'm the chaplain. I'm praying for you. Have a good night. Oh, and forgot to place these 3 transports into C-Zone 6. So there are 4 transports and a cruiser in C-Zone 6. Now I'm done. I promise.